If you feel like you have sinned too much or you are too far gone for God to ever love you and forgive you, this verse is for you. The verse is Galatians 1:15. It says, "He set me apart before I was born and called me by his grace." So this is actually Paul speaking. And if you don't know Paul, he was a Pharisee, and his kind of like his first name before he got saved was Saul. And he was one of the worst Pharisees in murdering and persecuting Christians until he met Jesus, and kind of had a vision on the road to Damascus, which he was going there to murder and persecute Christians. So basically, this means that between Paul's birth and him becoming a believer, God had already chosen him in this role, but he was not yet used by God. And so he was going through this phase of just so much sin, so much persecution, so many murders of Christians. But then through God's grace, he became an instrument for God and for God's glory once he became a Christian. And so if he can take someone whose story is like Paul's, and give grace and completely change his life and really show how Jesus can change anybody, you are not too far gone. If you feel like you have had a really tough past, if you are ashamed or guilty of certain things, or just feel like you have a lot of sin in your life, you are never too far gone for God to give grace to forgive, and to ultimately move on to better things that the Lord has for you. The other thing that we just have to keep in mind is that you have to have a heart posture of one that is humble, of one that is truly repentant of the things that you have done, and to really ask God for forgiveness, believing that Jesus did take away those sins and can make you completely new into a whole new person with a new life. As long as in your heart you are truly repentant of that, God can change anyone and can do anything with anyone. And that is so encouraging.